Like this is not that far in our future. Some of the things that we're seeing, and then like in episode 2, there was this really interesting scene of, and spoiler, I don't, this is kind of a spoiler. It's not a big deal, but like there's a scene where a character goes to like an HR robot, HR department to try and get released from a contract on something, and he's just dealing with an AI robot, and it's very well done in the sense of like this is exactly what it's going to be because it's just like this stationary, very like not, I want to say mechanical, but of course it's mechanical robot. I don't know how to describe it, but very like um DMV like, you have just like a glass window and a robot that's essentially a camera and a speaker behind this glass window that you're trying to talk to like it's a human, and it's just an AI that's talking back to you and responding. And that is, I work in AI. Like that's absolutely, going to be what we're going to face as humanity. Like most businesses today are absolutely um using AI to do these kind of things, to replace humans in these type of menial tasks, of these repetitive tasks. That is absolutely what AI is being used for right now. There will be HR departments that are essentially AI in our future. I don't know about my future because I'm old, so I may not see it. But in your future, if you're younger than me, for sure you're going to end up at some point dealing with like an AI HR person that you're trying to get something figured out with. I don't know, it's terrifying in a lot of ways. It may not be that big a deal. Like in a sci-fi movie, it seems like way more ominous. But we've all dealt with like HR people anyway that are basically, if you go to the DMV, it's like dealing with robots a little bit anyway. No offense, DMV people, if you work there, but it's true. You're not happy to be there. We're not happy to be there. Nobody wants to be at the DMV, and it's kind of robotic and very it's very sanitized at the same time grimy. Like, isn't that weird? Like, it's a sanitized experience where there's no human emotion, but it's also like the bizarre griminess. That's what he captured in Alien Earth. That essential thing where it's like this is so sanitary because it's not human. It's cold and robotic and mechanical, and it's all on an algorithm, but it's also grimy and old, and it's been there forever. And that's very much what I think about with the DMV. That was one of the most fascinating things in the show, even though it was this bizarre scene that didn't really have anything. But that was something that really stuck out to me in the show because it was like, that is our future. That is absolutely 100%. That terrifies me more. Like everybody talks about AI and how it's going to take over, and it's like I don't know if I'm so afraid of that. Like we're going to have like AI is going to eventually replace humankind. Maybe. I don't think I'll ever see that, but the idea like AI is going to take over HR and the DMV, like that for sure is going to happen, and that scares the shit out of me. That's horrifying. That is a horror movie in and of itself, I think.